Welcome back to Hillhouse Park in Charleston, Missouri. I am here with Coach Minner, the head coach for the McDonald's Fighting Squirrels. Coach, it is good to see you.
Good to see you guys again.
And we are also here at the championship game tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time. So, Coach, you have seen the Tropics before. You know what they're capable of. You've beat them multiple times. What is the plan for tonight's game?
We're going to try to score one more run than them. That's it's just one of those things. We know that they're a talented team. Probably going to see another good arm, and we're going to hope that we just play how we're capable of playing and, see what happens in the end. I mean, yesterday was a phenomenal baseball game for anybody that wasn't here. We snuck out a win 2-1. Dawson Crawford was phenomenal for us, and Nate Rue for them. He was as good as advertised, and so it was a great baseball game to be a part of. So we expect another good one tonight, and whoever makes the fewest mistakes will probably win the ball game. So we're going to hope that we're ready to play, and we like our chances when we do things the right way.
So speaking of pitchers and everything, I know Crawford did great. So who will be your starting pitcher for tonight's game?
Preston Van Dyke. He finished yesterday. He got the last out, but we're going to go back with Preston tonight. And then we'll have, pretty much a full bullpen. Grant and Dawson are on the shelf, and so those guys won't be able to throw tonight, but everybody else will be available. So we're going to hope that Preston gives us a good quality start, and then if we have to go to the bullpen, we like who we have sitting down there getting ready.
Yeah. So as a total of the season, going to the championship game, how can you say this season has gone? Has it been like what you've expected, or what is that?
Well, it's been full of ups and downs. We've talked at times, but when we get to the postseason, our guys have really responded. We've played well and done some good things, and we stay on them, and we're hard on our guys, but they know it's at stake now, and they've really responded here in the postseason. So right now, we're on a high note, but we try not to get too high or too low, and try to stay pretty even, throughout the season. So we're just we need one more good one tonight, and then maybe we can start to focus on the teams in Iowa.
Yeah. Well, I'm super excited for you guys to see what you do tonight against the Tropics, and so good luck going forward, and hopefully, you get a win tonight and can move on to Albia, Iowa. And when is that date again?
That's July 21 is when it kicks off. So I don't know if that's check-in day or the first game, but we're going to be there for sure. Both us and the Tropics will be there. So, this is another chance for each of us to see each other and kind of get a good gauge on some hitters, and we're excited to be in this game.
Yeah, well, I'm super excited for you. So thank you for talking with me, and good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you.
Make sure to tune in tonight at 7 p.m. here in Hillhouse Park in Charleston, Missouri to watch the McDonald's Fighting Squirrels versus the Southeast Tropics. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to baseball. We are proud to bring you the 2022 Senior Babe Ruth State Tournament Championship game from Hillhouse Park in Charleston across the Aycorp Media Network. I am Tommy Jacobs.
And I'm Luke Carter alongside Tommy here today. And Tommy, at the beginning of this tournament, these were probably the two teams that everybody could have guessed would be here on the final day.
I think you're right. I think it's well, they had a game yesterday now that it's for the not the weak at heart.
That's right.
Yes. And we will remind you that this is our last broadcast brought to you by Aycorp Media, as the top two teams will move on to the regional tournament. The Senior Babe Ruth Championship game is about to be underway.
It is, and we knew coming into this tournament that the Tropics had a lot of good arms.
Yes.
And yesterday we saw one with Nate Rue, and today they've got Stephen Henley on the mound, and Henley's not too shabby himself from South Pemiscot.
No, he's not. You're exactly right. And what a good group of officials we got calling this game.
We do. We've got Andrew Williams behind the plate. Purnell, I believe, is calling first base. And it's making out to be a really good championship game here. Now, if the Tropics win, we will be back tomorrow for the Tropics Squirrels rematch, with the Tropics coming out of the loser's bracket and the Squirrels being undefeated. The Tropics have to beat them twice and in order to win this state championship. But both teams do advance to the Midwest Regional Tournament in Albia, Iowa. That'll be July 21st through the 25th. So they'll be representing Missouri in Iowa in a little over a week.
Well, stepping in for it, the Squirrels will be number 22, the center fielder, Garrison Scott. And what a fine player Scott has. He's had a nice tournament. And here's the first pitch, and foul back for strike one. It looked like Henley brought the heat the first pitch right down the middle.
Yeah, it looks like Garrison was sitting dead red fastball and looking for something to drive. Knew that Henley was trying to get ahead of the count there and looking for that fastball to drive it somewhere in the outfield.
Henley's second pitch to Scott, and good, about to fool him a little bit, took a little bit off that for strike two. Henley has a pretty good breaking ball.
He does, looking sharp so far early on.
As here's the 0-2 pitch to Scott, and there's a shot to third base and a nice line drive catch by the third baseman to record the first out of the game.
You know, that's the MO that both of these pitchers are going to have today. Get ahead in the count early and often. Don't get behind in a lot of counts, and you'll be all right.
That's exactly right. That was a good catch down by Aiden Morgan. And stepping in is the always dangerous Jace Aycorp, the shortstop.
Jace batting .337 on the year.
Jace takes the first pitch is high and outside. It come back to the screen as Charlie Parker comes back to retrieve the ball to hand it to the umpire. You know, you do stuff like that.
A little bit, didn't
yeah, and you get on the good side of the ump real quick by helping him out, you know.
Henley pulling one out of the Rick the Wild Thing Vaughn page there,
yeah,
trying to intimidate this hitter a little bit maybe.
And here's the 1 ball, no strike pitch, and that's going to be ball two by Henley. Henley's bringing the heat.
He is. He's got good velocity. The thing is, he's got to miss bats, and he's got to work ahead in counts.
And we'll see what the 2 balls, no strike pitch is. And ball three, he's going, worked him till the 3 balls and no strikes count. And here on the Squirrels, like to get that, as any team like to get that leadoff runner, one of the, with less than 2 outs, not to get a runner on.
Yep.
Henley looks in for his sign. Now he goes into the wind, and here's the pitch, and strike on the outside corner, a nice fastball by Henley.
What he did there and what he did the first batter, he stayed in, he didn't fall off towards first base. When he fell off, it caused those balls to be up in the zone a little bit. He stayed down and went straight to the plate.
Here's a 3-1 pitch and a swing and a miss to make it a full count with 1 out with Charlie Parker on deck. These are the 2 best teams in this tournament, in my opinion, Luke.
Yeah, they are. They've really shown it all year long, and this is the culmination of a good season for both of them.
Fastball on the outside corner and retired Aycorp. And he's really a hard guy. He usually makes contact some way, but that was a good fastball, and he knew it was too close to take with 2 strikes.
He did. Good battle back there by Henley. He was down 3-0 in that count and muscled up and got the strikeout there.
There's Charlie Parker stepping in with 2 outs. Charlie batting from the left side of the plate. Three Rivers participant. He plays, had a good year at Three Rivers, and here's the pace by Hanley way outside for ball 1.
Yeah, Charlie Parker had a really good freshman season at Three Rivers College, and a few of these Squirrels are going to be teammates with him there next year, and actually Nate Rue at shortstop will be there also.
That's right. Parker fouls it back to even the count at 1. Both of these teams will be going, as Luke said, to the regional, and we'll see how it goes. And we're going to be represented well with these two teams out there.
Yeah, I believe either one of these teams will go out there and win that thing.
I think so. The Squirrels are the defending state champions, and so they're trying to defend their crown, and the Tropics would like to knock them off the hill. There's Brink for ball 2, so 2-1 with 2 outs.
Henley with some good velocity here early on. I haven't seen a lot of off-speed stuff here. He's just kind of been pounding fastballs. Let's see if he stays with it here with Parker ahead in the count.
Nice warm day here at Hillhouse Park, as here's a pitch and a ball outside to 3-1 count. It was 94 degrees at game time, so it's a warm afternoon, but that sun will start going down as shadows come across the field, and we'll see what happens.
We'll get to finish this one under the lights.
You bet. Henley looks in, gets a sign. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. And out in center field, is it going to drop? And it drops in for a base hit as Charlie Parker ends up on first base with a nice single, and that's going to bring in Gavin Jensen.
It's like every game, Charlie Parker's constantly getting on base. He's batting 403 on the year, but he's always on base and always making noise for the Squirrels.
And when he gets on base, he can deal a pitcher fits, because, well, you got to watch him. He'll steal a base on you.
That's true. A lot of these Squirrels, they got speed.
Yes, they
do.
do.
One of their biggest assets is base running, and Menard uses that to his advantage a lot. Really aggressive on the base pass, and it pays off 9 times out of 10.
You bet. Puts pressure on them, on the players.
It does.
On the defense. We'll see how Henley handles with a runner on. As Jansen steps in, he's also batting from the left side of the plate, and there's the pitch, low for ball 1.
Henley working from the stretch here late in the first inning, and a lot of guys may struggle a little bit when they go to the stretch with mechanics, especially if you've been falling off towards first a little bit, not staying on it. We'll see how he adjusts here.
Big gap between center and right field. And Jansen would like to put it out there and bring Parker around, and there's a pitch, and that's going to be high for ball 2. He's struggling a little bit to find the strike zone, but we're early in the game. He'll get his stuff together. He's a fine pitcher and a good athlete all around.
Had a good year at South Pemmican this year. Pitched in the district championship against the eventual second place Portersville Bulldogs.
There's a pitch outside, bring the count to 3-1. And we're going to have a, I'm sorry, that Jansen is the cleanup hitter, and on deck will be Blake Anderson, the leading RBI man for the Squirrels. They chase Charlie back to first. But you know, Anderson's batting in a perfect place. You know, when you got Scott, Aycorp, and Charlie Parker and Jansen batting in front of you, chances are you're going to have runners on base when you come.
There's always those place setters, and there's always somebody on base out of those 3.
There's a strike, fastball down the middle to 3-1 count. We'll see if Parker can get out there, he may try to steal second. They're holding him close, but he edges out with his lead, watches the pitcher, and here is the pitch. Henley's hesitant. He thinks Parker's going to go, but Parker's not going to go for strike 2, and the batter thought it was ball 4, but it caught that corner.
Yeah, I think he thought it was a little low there, but it looked like it may have caught that bottom part of the zone.
Looks like Parker will be off with this pitch with a 3-2 count with 2 outs as Hanson looks him back. And here's the pitch. Parker's running. It's going to be foul down the third base line, out of play.
Not a lot of foul territory here.
No, that's right.
At Hillhouse Park. Jansen stays alive here and see if he can find a gap.
Yeah, that's the only thing. This is a beautiful park, laid out beautiful, and just not very much room, foul territory. Charlie will be going again, but Henley's looking at him. He knows he's going to be going, but he'd like to keep him close, and there goes Charlie, and strike 3 call. Retires the side after a half inning of play. We're scoreless. We'll be back in a moment. Well, we'll see what the Tropics can do, Luke.
Yeah, the Squirrels have Preston Van Dyke on the bump today. Van Dyke 6-1 on the year with a 2.42 ERA. He's been very solid on the year. Van Dyke's going to give you good velocity, and he's kind of got a funky windup, which throws hitters up a little bit, got some good breaking balls. This is more than likely, we were talking before the broadcast, and last night was a pitcher's duel, and we could see the same thing tonight with two really good arms on the bump.
You bet. And that game yesterday was an exciting ball game. And Ruth pitched a fantastic game.
He did.
But so did
Crawford.
He just.
And this game has the potential to be the same way if they get ahead early in the counts.
That's true. Standing in will be Hayden Zazarenas. And he is a hard out. He is a contact hitter. And there's a first pitch outside for ball 1. And Rita's down at Cooter, plays it at good Cooter program.
You get Nazarenas and Luke Barnes, Cooter natives on this Tropics team. Both really good players.
Yes, they are. And here's a pitch of Van Dyke, and he takes it up the middle. And Charlie Parker got a glove on it, but it goes out into center field. I don't think that'll be an error on Charlie. He had to go a good ways, but don't think he could have thrown him out if he would have fielded it clean.
Yeah, that'd have been a tough play. It was in the hole.
Stepping in will be Drew Dimberger with Nazarenas down at first, and we're going to have to hold him close because he also has some speed as Van Dyke checks him now. Van Dyke's ready to come to the plate. And squares to bunt and lays down a nice bunt, and they take the sure out at first to record the first out of the inning, moving Nazarenas down to second.
Yeah, good play there. Tropics coming out playing a little small ball, moving Nazarenas over. That last play, they did rule it as a hit. They gave Nazarenas a hit, so that was not an error on Charlie Parker. And Trey Fikes is somebody here with a lot of pop that could do a little damage here.
You bet he can. Fox would like to punch that thing out there in center field, find a gap, bring Nazarenas around to take the early lead. But Van Dyke's going to have something to say about that as he looks back. And Nazarenas has a large lead. Strike 1 on the outside corner to the right-handed hitter.
Nice little breaking ball there by
Sure
Van Dyke. Broke it off pretty good on the outside part of the plate.
If I'm not mistaken, Van Dyke is out of
Hayti.
Hayti, yeah. Nice pitcher out of Hayti. Here's the pitch, inside corner, fastball for a strike.
And that's one thing we've noticed on a lot of the games we've done for Preston Van Dyke here. He works the ball really well inside and out. He threw that first pitch on the outside part of the plate and then worked his way back inside in the zone. And we'll see what he does here up 0-2. I imagine he's not going to give him too much to hit here.
I wouldn't think so. As Van Dyke comes from the stretch, looks Nazarenas back. Now he delivers. And there's a shot out of play for no balls and 2 strikes. He got around pretty good on him that time.
He did. And, you know, as a pitcher, normally with nobody on base, you're ahead in the count 0-2. You can kind of waste a pitch and throw something in the dirt. Here with a runner on second, you know, it's kind of in the back of your mind. You don't want it in the dirt to get away from the catcher and move that runner to third. So it kind of sticks in the back of your head a little bit.
And Dyke comes from a stretch, looks back at the runner. Now here's a delivery to the hitter. Drops down sidearm, but it goes out into center field. That's going to bring the run to the plate. And as the Tropics take the lead 1-0 on a good single. That really was a routine ground ball. That should have been
That's going to be
handled.
an error on Aycorp.
Yeah. Brandon Palmer, the first baseman, the cleanup man, steps in.
So that sacrifice by Drew Dernberger definitely paid off as Nazarena scored the first run of the game.
Now the Squirrels will find themselves playing from behind as Van Dyke looks the runner. Now here's the delivery to the plate. Strike 1 on the inside corner. Yeah, I tell you what, that was a nice bunt laid down.
It was.
It was a beautiful bunt.
He did what he's supposed to do. Sometimes that's a hard bunt to make, but he did what he's supposed to do.
Van Dyke's delivery is a shot out into right field, and Jansen has it to record the second out of the inning. Jansen plays a good right field.
He does. The Squirrels have such a solid outfield defense. They can cover a lot of ground. They're solid defensively all the way around, but really impressed with their outfield. They got a lot of speed out in the outfield, headed up by Garrison Scott in center field. And if it's in the air out there, they're going to track it down.
Yes, you're exactly right. Well, we'll see what happens with that runner on first with 1 run in with 2 outs. Van Dyke looks, and here's the pitch, and I threw it by him for a swing and a miss.
Van Dyke muscled up there and put one by Barnes.
Sure did.
Barnes, another Cooter native.
3 or 4 Cooter players playing on different teams around here. And understandably, that's a good program. And here's a pitch for Van Dyke, and foul back for strike 2.
Yeah, Coach Mathis has got something special going on down at Cooter in basketball and baseball. A lot of these kids that you're seeing playing baseball also play basketball, and he coaches both and does a really fine job down there at Cooter and has built a really good program.
Van Dyke looks in for the sign. Goes to the stretch. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Close, but ball 1.
Bladen Perry came in at first base as a courtesy runner from Malden. We've seen a few times there competing with the Malden Green Wave, haven't we, Tom?
You betcha. You bet.
With Coach Timmy Harmon.
Timmy Harmon does a nice job there at Malden.
He does.
And here's the pitch for Van Dyke, a curveball, but a little bit high to even a count at 2.
That was a tough one there to lay
was.
off on.
It kind
with 2 strikes, that's one right there that's tough to let go by you.
Van Dyke shakes him off. Now he's ready. He's got the pitch he wants. He looks over, looks the runner back, and here's his delivery to the plate. As the runner edges off. Struck him out to end the inning, but not before the Tropics put a run across. So at the bottom of the first, we're going to the top of the second. 1-0 Tropics here in this championship game. We'll be back.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Some good baseball played in the bottom of the first by the Tropics to get that runner on, and a bunt to send him to second, and that's the way you try to get that run early in the game.
That's right. They jumped out. They got a 1-run lead here. And the leading RBI man, Blake Anderson's going to see what kind of damage he can create.
We'll see if Blake can get on base. As here's the pitch by Stephen Henley. Nice curveball called to strike one.
Henley breaking one off here.
He sure did.
Down out with a hook.
And here's the second pitch, and a little bit outside to even the count at 1. Pretty good crowd here tonight.
It is.
Watch these championship game.
They've definitely come out tonight to support both teams. The Squirrels bleachers are almost full.
There's a shot to right field for the base hit by Anderson as he rounds first, and that's the way you start your inning.
That
with your
is.
leading RBI man getting on, followed by Thornborough. Thornborough's a third baseman, plays a real good third base too.
Saxton native, batting .315 on the year.
We'll see if the Squirrels play a little small ball here and try to move that runner over.
It wouldn't surprise me. You get out of that double play situation and put that runner in scoring position.
You know, you look at the first baseman, he's shading his eyes with his glove. That sun right in his eye, and he pops it up, and Henley and the catcher make chase, but it falls short, and that's strike one.
Squirrels caught a break there.
Yes,
I
they
don't think
did.
Thornborough squared up early enough there. It's going to be a sacrifice. You know, you're not trying to bunt for a hit. You just want to get that ball down.
Right.
But that's a hard ball to bunt, too. A
Yeah.
lot of times you get a fastball up in the zone. That's a tough one. But he popped it up, and Squirrels caught a break. Let's see if they can capitalize on that.
We got James on deck, Grant James, as Thornborough steps in. Got a nice lead at first. They had him leaning, and they just got back. They caught, that was a nice pickoff move, and they did have him leaning.
That was a good move there by
Yes,
Stephen
it was.
Henley. It was close, bang, bang. He did get back in time. He was safe. But made him sweat a little bit over there.
Yeah, Parnell was on top of it, called safe, and I think that was the right call from here. That's what we thought. Ball outside. Now they throw down to first, and
Got him in.
they got him that time. Picked him off. The catcher picked him off. He got off a little bit, and he did get him. That records the first out after the leadoff man, and that's something you do not want.
Now, you know, especially right there, you know that the guy is going to sacrifice and bunt you over. There's really not a need, you know, to lean that far, especially after getting almost picked off the play before, but that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Thornborough now with the bases empty takes ball 2. 2-1. Now we have one out.
Nice play back there by catcher.
Oh, it was. That catcher's got a heck of an arm.
Trey Fikes.
And here's a 2-1 pitch, and that's going to be ball 3. I think he threw that ball from his knees.
He did. He did. He had a little Yachty-esque pick play there at first. Dropped to his knees and threw behind the runner.
He put it right on where it should be.
He put it on the dime.
Now Henley has a little bit more relaxed, that runner in the dugout, and here's the pitch, and there's a little curve ball, and strike 2.
Nice job there, keeping the batter off balance. Good change in speed there.
Yes, it was. Grant James.
And see where you'd be right now.
Yeah.
If Anderson hadn't got picked off, you'd have runners on first and second, nobody out. And what would a bunt do for you right now?
Oh, Lord,
with
yes.
Ben Bledsoe on deck.
You don't have to look too far to know that was be a good idea spot with it. As Henley goes from the stretch, has a good move to first, but now we squared a bunt and missed a bunt, but but the runner steals second. What a nice steal. He was alert.
So we are in the same situation we'd be in now, right?
Exactly.
If that sacrifice happened, runner at second. And right now, the one of the heroes from last night, Grant James, steps up. He's batting .375 on the year. Had the double and eventually scored the winning run last night.
Yeah, the catcher bobbled that just a little bit, and Thornborough very alertly took second base. And we'll see what James is going to do. There's a shot, foul down the line. Almost took out a couple of his players over by the dugout on that one.
Somehow that ball squeezed through there and didn't hit anybody. Might have caught a little bit of the concrete on the dugout, but squeezed through there luckily without hitting anybody.
Squirrels have their runner in scoring position, trailing 1-0 here in the top of the second with Grant James at the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike with Ben Bledsoe on deck. And he looks him at, he keeps looking now, he wheels, throws back. And you was talking about James, boy, he did. He hit that double last night and then Bledsoe come up and drove him in, and there was so many good plays in that game last night. But boy, that was a way to end the game.
It was. That's what you want to see at these big games is good, solid baseball.
There's a shot out to left field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit, and they're going to hold, and rightfully so. They hold Thornborough with. Couldn't tell if that ball was going to be caught, so he kind of held up a little bit, and when we seen it drop, he didn't have time to get in.
Grant James continues to stay hot
in
this state tournament. And look who's up, Ben Bledsoe. Bledsoe's having a good year so far. He's batting .385 on the year, .386, and last night drove in the winning run against these Tropics and has a chance here to tie this thing up.
Bledsoe steps in, and I wonder if Ben slept very much last night because, boy, that was exciting to win that ball game. And Bledsoe steps in, and Henley looks at the runner on third, and here's a delivery, strike 1, swing and a miss.
Henley still working ahead in the count here.
Bledsoe going to play for St. Charles Community College next year.
That's right. We were here for the signing I think it was a week ago.
I think you're right.
St. Charles.
Runners on first and third, both with decent leads. A little shot out to field. We definitely will score the runner from third. Ball low.
Bledsoe steps out looking down the line at Coach Minner here for some signs. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Minner had something up his sleeve here.
He'll pull something out of his hat every
squeeze
once
play or something, but I imagine he's not wanting to take the bat out of Bledsoe's hands.
As Henley goes from the stretch, and Ben calls for a timeout and steps out. Looks like he might have got a gnat in his eye or something. Back out there. We watched Bledsoe pitch a game the other night, did an excellent job.
Bledsoe's solid all the way around.
He sure is. And here we go. Here's the pitch. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and there's a shot out. No, that's going to go foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes now with these 2 runners on.
Bledsoe and the Squirrels can pull this one out. He would be a state champion in basketball.
Exactly.
And I guess that's to give him a state championship in baseball as well.
Well, exactly. That's something to tell your grandkids about.
Yeah.
Not very many athletes could say that.
No.
That they're double state champions. As Bledsoe steps in, and we're ready. Henley goes from the stretch, and there's Bledsoe, and hits it to second base and records out at out number 2.
Good breaking ball there by Henley. He was reaching for that breaking pitch, had him off balance, and working and getting these guys out of a little jam here.
Stepping in is the catcher, Jacob Guest.
Guest is from Twin River, first and third. If Guest can get on.
Excellent tournament. Excellent year.
Guest batting .259 on the year.
And here's the pitch to Guest, and swing and a miss for strike 1. I was thinking coming over here about Garrison Scott. He's made so many great defensive plays out in center field. He had a good year at the plate and an excellent year on the base pads.
He has.
He puts a lot of pressure on
he
him.
is,
Defense.
He's a big-time five-tool player, I guess.
Yeah.
He's got a good arm. He's got speed. Defensively, he's solid. He can hit. He can throw. He's a great all-around player. And he's like a Swiss Army knife, and I'm sure Coach Minner appreciates the player that he is.
We'll see what Henley does with the no ball, 1 strike with the 2 outs here in the top of the second with 2 Squirrels on the base pads on first and third. It's going to take a hit, and there goes the runner. He's going to step off, and that's probably a pretty wise move.
It is. He took off on his own there. Could have very easily, Henley could have freaked out and balked and scored a run. So didn't hurt the Tropics too much, but took away that force play at second. And a base hit will score 2 now.
As here is Henley's pitch to Guest. And it's in the dirt, and here comes the runner. It's going to be close at the plate. Safe. As Thornborough ties the score with a nice heads-up play from third.
And maybe that stolen base at second there rattled Henley a little bit and caused him to get a little loose on that pitch there. And Thornborough came in and scored. And here we are, tie ball game, runner on third. And base hit by Guess here will put the Squirrels on top.
That's exactly right. These base runners for the Squirrels, they're always on alert.
They are. They're aggressive. And you know, that's why I think that Minner's been so successful is he's very aggressive on the base pass. You know, you can't wait around for something to happen. You got to make things happen.
That's exactly right.
And that's exactly what they're doing this inning. You know, it looked bleak after the pickoff at first, but things could turn around here.
Henley goes into the stretch and looks at the runner at third, and here's his delivery to Guest. Ball in the dirt, but good block by the catcher. You know, Minner's type of baseball really puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
It does.
He makes them make the play.
Yeah, and you know, I've said it before in these broadcasts. It's the same style, kind of like Whitey Herzog had, in the 80s with the Cardinals. He had a lot of speed, and when you have speed, you use that speed.
You bet. And here's the pitch, and a right good breaking ball for strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the first with 2 outs.
Guess gets on here and extends this inning. The Squirrels at the top of that lineup up, and all 3 of them are very dangerous.
Yes, they are. And here's a 2-2 pitch, and struck him out. He got a foul tip, but the catcher held on to it. So that retires the side, but not before the Squirrels tie this thing up. And so we'll go to the bottom of the second, all tied up at 1. We'll be back.
In a very short period of time, we've experienced amazing growth and success at Southeast Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And through it all, we've had only one goal: to get you back to life. And when things get better, when you feel better, we'll be right here to cheer you on. Southeast Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, always by your side.
Juju Promotions in New Madrid is your one-stop shop for all your personalized merchandise. Whether it's screen printing, embroidery, promotional products, heat presses, or decals, we've got something that will suit your needs. So you, your school, or your business will always be looking its best. There's tons to see, from apparel to accessories. So what are you waiting for? Stop into Juju Promotions today in New Madrid, Missouri. And don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Well, we got an all-new ball game tied at 1 in the bottom of the second.
The Tropics have Aiden Morgan, Nate Rue, and Joe Cook coming up, and Aiden Morgan batting .350 on the season, and Preston Van Dyke still on the hill. And the Squirrels came back and they battled, tied this thing up, and it is what we thought it was going to be. It's going to be a battle the whole game. There's no doubt about it with these 2 teams. It's going to be a battle.
It sure is. As Morgan will step in. Morgan's a third baseman. They've got some good sticks up this inning.
They do.
And then the Squirrels gets back to the top of their lineup in the top of the third, but we've got to get through this bottom of the second first to see what happens, because, boy, this Tropics could score some runs quickly.
They can. They got Morgan, Rue, and Cook coming up. Morgan went 2 for 3 last night against, well.
There's Van Dyke's first pitch, high for ball 1. We appreciate hearing people tuned in watching this contest, and we're happy to bring it to you. We'll say hello to all the people that are listening in, watching. Bunt attempt goes foul down the third base line.
If you're listening and you have Twitter or Facebook, give us a little comment on Facebook or Twitter at Aycorp Media or YHC TV, and we'll respond to you and let us know that you're watching the game tonight.
Well, we'll see what's going to happen here with Morgan at the plate. Van Dyke looks in, gets his signal. Here's a pitch. There's a shot out to left field, and he underneath it and makes the catch. That was Blake Anderson retiring Morgan.
If it's hitting there in that outfield, there's not much going to get down with those guys roaming out there.
Well, they can roam a lot of territory out there.
There's a lot of room out in the gaps, but it seems like that they cover extremely well.
Here's Nate Rue. The young man had an excellent game pitching for the Tropics yesterday. Rue out of Holcomb. Nice athlete, and here's the pitch for Van Dyke, and it's a little low.
Rue batting .363 on the year.
I think Rue's going to Three Rivers next year, if I'm not mistaken.
He is. We were talking in the booth earlier, and I believe he's going to play at Three Rivers next year.
There's a shot up the middle as Aycorp feels it. Big hop, throws him out, just gets him for the second out. That was a good play by Jace Aycorp.
Nice play there by Jace Aycorp going up the middle there and making the play.
Nate Rue's like a lot of these players. You don't have a whole lot of time to think about it. You better get that ball over there because he can get down that line.
And he made that play look a lot easier than it was. That's a tough play up the middle there.
It's going to bring up Joe Cook. Foul back for strike 1.
Joe Cook batting .361 on the season. Plays left field for the Tropics.
Van Dyke looks in, and here's the pitch. Ball inside to even it up at 1-1. I like to watch these pitchers work them corners.
They do, and Van Dyke's one of the best ones we've seen at working it inside and outside.
Here's a pitch, another pitch, and here it comes, and there's a shot to third base, but fielded cleanly across the diamond to retire the side, and after 2.5, or after 2, we will be right back. Well, we got the top of the lineup for the Squirrels, with leading it off will be Garrison Scott, followed by Jace Aycorp and Charlie Parker. We want to say congratulations to the 16 and under Squirrels for finishing third in this tournament.
Yeah, they came in and when I looked at the bracket, I thought, man, those 16-year-olds are going to struggle, and here they came, and they were one win away from being in the state championship. And you're right, hats off to the 1600 Squirrels coming in and representing very well in this tournament. And the future's bright once again for the Squirrels. Imagine that team when they're 19.
You're exactly right. We'll see what Garrison Scott. Garrison was a strikeout victim in the first inning, and he steps in to face this good pitcher from South PM, Stephen Henley. And Henley goes into his windup and throws ball one. And you know, nobody knows how dangerous Garrison Scott is any more than Henley. Henley knows you can't give him a pineapple up there. He'll put it out there in the outfield. We've watched him earlier in the year to hit it in the gap and circle the bases.
Oh, yeah. Scott, speedy on the base pass. If he puts one right out there in the right center gap by big McDonald's land there, he'll run for days.
That's right. That brings a 3-0 count to Scott. I believe Scott will probably be taking this. Try to get on base for Aycorp. 459 hitter on the year. And here's the pitch and strike. And he was taking it all the way. Smart move, going to make him throw a strike.
Scott leading the team in average, plate appearances, second RBIs, first in stolen bases, and first in runs.
Yeah, there was a strike on the outside corner. Now we got a full count. We're down 3-0, and now we got a 3-2 count as Henley has fought back with 2 strikes in a row. And here's his delivery. And there's a shot to shortstop, fielded very well by the shortstop. Throws to first, got him by half a step.
That was a great play there by Nate Rue. He knew when he fielded it that he had to get rid of that ball in a hurry because Scott was motoring down the line.
Yeah, you don't have any time to waste with that speed of Scott.
No.
And Nate Rue's got a nice arm. We saw that last night, and we've known it all year.
Yeah, he was deep in the hole there and made a solid throw to gun out Garrison Scott, and Garrison was motoring down that line.
That steps in Jace Aycorp with the bases empty and 1 out. Charlie Parker on deck.
Aycorp, another guy, if he gets on base, could run for days.
Sure is, and there's a swing and a miss to even the score, even the count at 1.
Aycorp batting .337 on the season. Playing shortstop today. Out of East Prairie.
Yeah, both the East Prairie players going to play at the next level. I believe it. Is it St. Louis Community College? There's a shot out. Oh, it's going to wind up foul. Looked like it was going to leave his bat to left field, but it was definitely a foul off to the left.
Yeah, I believe they're both going to St. Louis Community College, playing together.
They're getting a pair of good ones.
Yes, they are.
Here's the pitch to Aycorp. Took a little off of it, and it rode high for an even account, 2-2. You know, we love to see these young men and women to go play at the next level, to get the recognition that people know that Southeast Missouri has some great athletes.
Yeah, and if you can use athletics to go and lengthen your academic career, then by all means, go ahead and do it. And that's great that these young student athletes are going out and doing that and trying to extend it a little bit.
We got a 3-2 count here on Aycorp, and Henley's needs to bring it home, and he brings it down. It's going to be inside and in the dirt, and that sends him down to first base with a walk. Terry and I were talking last night about it seems that the football and baseball at Southeast Missouri are starting to look down here and realize there's some really good players. I wish the basketball team would do the same.
That's right. That's right.
When Coliseum was first built up there was times that thing be packed.
Oh, yeah.
Now you can just get a seat about anywhere you want to for the men's basketball program. And there's some good athletes down here that could put butts in the seats up there.
That's right. You look at the history of those programs, and a lot of them were fueled by Southeast Missouri athletes.
You bet. That's exactly right. And we got a runner down on first with Charlie Parker stepping in, and there's a ball outside for ball 2. You know, back in the day when the Ray Pugh played for Mullen, played up there. They had a heck of a team.
They did. And Ray Pugh was a heck of a ball player.
Oh, he was now. As we got the 2-0 count as Parker is looking for the fat one, and there's ball 3. Good eye by Charlie.
Henley on the verge here, walking 2 in a row with 1 out. And you got Gavin Jansen and Blake Anderson looming on deck. 2 dangerous hitters.
Sure is. Charlie is on the way in for the 2-ball and no strike count here at the top of the 3rd. All tied up at 1. Parker swinging a miss to even the count. He had a nice cut at it, but
he did, and that's one of those ones you're ahead in the count there, 3-0, or is it 2-0?
Yeah.
Okay, he was ahead in the count. He kind of let it all hang out a little bit there,
did.
and I don't blame him.
Matter of fact, speaking of letting it all hang out, I heard that song coming over here today on the 60s channel.
Yeah, let it all hang out.
Yeah. You get old like me, look back in the day. Here's the pitch by Henley. Henley steps off. Charlie Parker, now Charlie will step out and compose himself, and we'll get ready to start. I'm sure Parker's family's here.
Yeah, I saw Chad Parker a little earlier walking around down there. I'm sure the rest of the family's tuning in or here.
I think the grandpa had to be out of town, he said. And said he'd probably have to listen to it. And well, I understand that. And there goes the runner as Charlie's swinging a miss, and the ball gets away, and he is safe at second.
Had a little hit and run on there.
Sure did.
And
the official's going to discuss this. They're going to call the other one out. They're going to maybe, we saw this.
I think they're going to see if the
if he didn't reach in with his hand and get
caused the ball to be bobbled. Yeah. It popped out of his glove. If let's see what they say here. I imagine they're going to keep him at second base.
I would say so.
Yeah,
he's safe.
Keep him second.
I like to see the officials come together like that.
And that's the best thing to do, to come together and kind of explain the situation. And Coach Schwartz here, he's going to say that Rue, had the ball in his glove, and then Aycorp caused the ball to fly out. And I understand that argument.
Sure, exactly. And I don't blame the coach for going out and getting an explanation. But we're going to get this settled. As Jason Reed and James Parnell explains it to the Tropics coach.
And so now Parker's up 2-2 count, the runner on second with 1 out.
See if Parker, and I think you're right, the hit and run was on.
It was on there because the ball was up, Parker swung, and Aycorp didn't get a really good jump either.
Parker steps in with 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out, and the runner out at second, and here's a pitch, and it's going to be 3-2 as the ball was low. And it gets not a lot easier after Charlie Parker. We got Blake Anderson, the leading RBI man, on deck. Parker standing in there, wanting to get a good pitch to drive to bring it. It won't take much to out in that outfield. We'll get Jace Aycorp in. And so we got a 3-2 count. Now, sun behind the clouds, or not behind the clouds, it's going down. It's a beautiful night for baseball.
It is. We're about to be totally lit by the lights. And
here's a pitch from Henley outside, and that sends Parker down to first with a man on first and second, and Anderson steps in. That breaking ball didn't break that time.
This will be Gavin Jansen. Anderson will be on deck.
Oh, okay, I was wrong. Jansen, yeah, sure. Jansen's a 4th place hitter, and he has some power.
He does. We've seen him put one out of Hill House Park here, out of Kelly High School, big lefty.
And he hit that thing out there that night. I didn't think it had enough in it to get out of here, but boy, it cleared that wall, and that was a good lick. And so we'll see what Jansen can do if he can get one of these runners in with a good base hit. Henley looks the runner back. Now here's the Throw to the plate and outside for ball one.
Henley having a little bit of trouble here finding the zone.
Yeah.
In case you're not able to keep up with the Cardinals game, it's 3-1 Cardinals in the top of the sixth.
All right, that sounds
keep you
pretty
updated
good
on that as we go forward.
Henley looks back, and here's a delivery to Jansen. Another in the dirt for ball two. Look, Henley may be a little frustrated. I saw him look to the dugout that time about something, and catcher going out to talk with him.
Yeah, and he's throwing a lot of pitches. There's been a lot of deeper counts that he's faced here, and you know, catcher going to calm him down a little bit. Hopefully he can get him finding the zone a little bit here.
Yeah, he's went deep in the count a lot of times in this game, no longer than it's been going. It's just the top of the third.
In the first inning, just looking back at the scorebook, you know, 3 hitters went to full counts. In the second, he went deep to a full count with 2 hitters. He's been in full counts with 2 hitters this inning.
2 balls, no strikes with 2 runners on. Jansen looking for something to drive, and here's the pitch and a high for ball 3. So he's going deep with this on this hitter as well.
Yeah, looks like he's having trouble finding that release point, releasing that ball high.
Sure does.
Falling off towards first base a little bit.
Here's a 3-0 pitch. We'll probably be taking on this. Here's a pitch from Henley. On the dirt, and that loads them up. And that brings in Blake Anderson, the left fielder. And the coach coming out to talk to his hurdler. So we'll see what they can. I believe they're going to leave him in, but I think he's just going to try to settle him down.
Yeah, if he can find the zone here, they got the bases loaded, but that means there's a force out anywhere. Double play could go a long way here for the Tropics, and if you're the Squirrels, bases juiced for your leading RBI man, Blake Anderson, you got to be feeling pretty good right now. 1 out. Blake Anderson coming to the dish.
Good hitter at the plate and good speed on the base pads, and you know this makes a coach chomp at the bit.
Yeah, Blake Anderson with 41 RBIs on the season, and batting .360. 5 home runs too. He's leading the team in home runs and RBI, and having a really, really strong season.
Anderson's had 3 hits in the tournament, so he's down a little bit. But let me tell you, he's a good enough hitter. He can bounce off pretty quick.
He is. He's 4 for 11 in the tournament. He's got 2 RBIs, and he's had a really solid tournament. And right now, if you're Anderson, you gotta see that Stephen Henley can find the strike zone. If you're Henley, you got to try to find the strike zone here.
And here's the pitch from Henley, and it's on the dirt for ball 1.
How about the job back there by Fikes?
It sure is. I mean, he has done a job.
He's getting some work back there this inning and doing a good job keeping the ball in front of him.
Anderson steps in, and Henley got a bases loaded Squirrels. And here's the pitch, and another ball outside. I don't know what the coach will do. You know, he's got some good arms, and if he loses this, they may decide to change pitchers. I don't know. But
yeah, I know they got Perry over there. I don't think he's pitched yet this tournament, and he's been a solid pitcher for him this year.
Drive fastball down the pike for the call, strike 1. Anderson steps in. Minner down the third baseline. Here's a pitch to. There's a ball outside, a 3-1 count.
If you're the Squirrels here and you're Blake Anderson, then I still say he's got the green light here. If he throws you something fat, you gotta unload on it.
And here's the pitch from Henley with the 3-1 count, and that walks 1 in, and that he has struggled. To say the least, Henley has really struggled this inning, and he He's a fine pitcher and did a good job this year all around. And the coach is up, and now he's headed out there, so he'll probably be making a pitching change. He calls for the right fielder, and we'll take a break and come back in a little bit and see what happens.
First State Bank and Trust is more than just products and services. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by your local First State Bank and Trust to explore all of your financial options. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Autry Moreland wants to buy your car. Big cars, small cars, fast cars, and funny cars. If it's got 4 wheels and an engine, we're swiping right. We've got the largest pre-owned inventory in southeast Missouri right here at Autry Moreland Automotive. Even if Moreland's not on the back of your car, we're still interested. There's never been a better time to make a change. Come to one of our 5 Autry Moreland locations in Dexter or in Sykeston, Missouri, and let us help you turn what you have into what you want.
Does your business need, literally anything? When we founded CNS Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. CNS has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
Well, looks like the Tropics are bringing in the right fielder, Drew Clipful. I think he faced the Squirrels earlier in the year when they were playing up at Capitol Hall Park, and I think he handled the Squirrels up there.
He did. They played on June 25th, and the Tropics beat them 6-2. Clipful went 6 strong innings. He struck out 7, walked 1. And he's the polar opposite of Henley. Henley throws gas, and Cliffel a little bit more of a pinpoint control guy. He's got a good breaking ball, a lot of stuff that moves. And so the Squirrels may be off balance here with a little change of pace, big-time change of pace compared to Henley to Cliffel.
And, you know, they seemed to struggle with that yesterday when Nate Rue would throw that little slow curve
They
ball.
had a lot of problems with the curve yesterday. And you know, they're going to see a steady diet of it.
You bet.
Right now.
Cliffel, a left-hander, steps in, and he's going to inherit bases loaded and 1 out.
Comes in a tight spot here, and they're hoping he can induce a ground ball, maybe an ending double play here for the Tropics.
Exactly.
Thornborough's got other things on his mind.
That's right. As Thornborough steps in, and here's the first pitch outside for ball 1. Squirrels have taken the lead 2-1 here in the top of the 3rd with bases loaded and 1 out, and Dylan Thorberg, the 3rd baseman, a pretty good hitter in his own right.
Yeah, the one drove 315 on the season.
There's a foul ball, and the first baseman, I believe that was a fair ball. He lost it in the sun, and they call the infield fly rule.
Infield fly rule's out, but with the infield fly rule, you advance.
You can advance at your own risk, can't you? So good coaching down third base and good running for the Squirrels.
So yeah, the heads-up play there by Coach Minter and Charlie Parker. And I don't know.
Like James is stepping in. Grant James, the first baseman, runner on first and third with 2 outs.
Palmer lost that thing off the bat.
I think
so.
so.
Where to go? And it dropped right there by the bag.
And here's the pitch. High for ball 1.
That was a big break there for the Squirrels. Gets them one more insurance run, and tough break for the Tropics. because
and here's the pitch, and it's going to be ball 2 outside.
Grant James having a heck of a tournament so far. Again, he had that big double last night that eventually scored the winning run, and he's had a really good tournament.
Yes, he has. 2 balls and no strikes to James as he fouls it off. Strike 1. Ben Bledsoe on deck, hoping to get a chance to bat this inning. James looking for something to drive. 2 balls and a strike as Clipful, the left-hander, looking to runner at first. Here he comes home, and oh, there's that little curve ball that dipped in there. And
nice little breaking ball there by Cliffle.
Coming in about eye high, and it takes a pretty good dip.
That thing's nasty.
Yes, it is. Now we got a 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 men on, and the runner goes from, and he struck him out with another pitch, and so that ends the inning, but not before the Squirrels plate 2 runs. So in 2.5 innings of play, the Squirrels up 3-1. We'll be back.
Person comes in the Clarktonian, the first thing I look for when I step out of the kitchen is I look for people that's smiling, because if they're not smiling, then we're doing something wrong. You know, obviously we want them to have good food and good service, but we want them to have a good time. So if you come and eat with us and you're not having a good time, I'm going to come to your table and ask you if something wrong, because we pride ourselves on everybody smiling that comes in. So when you think of Clarkton, we want you to think the Clarktonian.
Howell Funeral Home in Canton, Missouri is here to provide comfort in your most trying time. We'll be with you every step of the way, from planning to final arrangements. With live streaming options and a quality that gives your loved ones the care they deserve. With a modern facility and the willingness to make a difference.
Because there is a difference, there is Powell Funeral and Cremation Services.
What a nice heads-up play by Charlie Parker and Coach Minner to come in on that infield fly.
Yeah, and look at, you know, that was a big play right there. If that fly ball or if that pop-up's caught and then the eventual strikeout, you're in a 2-1 ball game instead of a 3-1. And the way that runs have been hard to come by.
Oh, yes.
That may very well be enough to hold this thing out here for Van Dyke, but we'll see.
Van Dyke having a heck of a game. Hanging around the plate, there's pitch for foul off for strike 1 to the pitcher, Drew Clifford. Cliffell, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Cliffle.
Is it Clifford?
Yeah, Drew Cliffle. The new pitcher.
Yeah, he done a nice job when he came in. And as Van Dyke looks in, gets his signal, here's a pitch. Strike right down the pike on an off-speed pitch.
That's the thing. Van Dyke so far has been in the strike zone consistently, no walks yet, and that's always a big part of this is you want to stay around the strike zone.
Because as we say, there's no defense for the walk.
There is none, especially a leadoff walk. There was a statistic or something in Major League Baseball last year, whatever high percentage of leadoff walks ended up scoring, and I'm sure it's even higher at this level.
But that's right.
But they're very detrimental.
Van Dyke, no balls, 2 strikes, ball outside. He didn't want to give him anything to hit, so he's working his counterpart.
He's got a few here to work with. Not going to leave him anything too pretty over the plate.
Here's Van Dyke's 1-2 pitch, and there's a high hopper down the first baseline, and it goes foul.
What a bounce off the grass there. That thing just
sure was
scooted out of there. That would have been a routine grounder there to first base and gives Cliffle a little life here.
1 ball and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 3rd. Game moving right along pretty smoothly so far.
It is.
Van Dyke from the stretch. Here's the pitch. A little bit outside. They even the count at 2.
Just a bit outside.
That's it.
I've been waiting to say that all year.
Oh, you got it now. Sounded good, by the way.
Just like old Bob Euchre.
Wasn't that great? I love to watch that show. That movie was great. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Van Dyke, and ball that brings the count to 3-2.
Cliffle working the count here. And Van Dyke started off 0-2 and letting Cliffle hang around a little bit.
Now you got to come in there or you're going to put the leadoff man on first. So Van Dyke goes from the stretch, gets his signal, and here's the pitch. We'll see what happens. And there's a shot at. Looks like it may hit the gap, but no. What a night. They were playing pretty shallow out there. And Blake Anderson came in and made a nice catch to retire the leadoff man.
Yeah, nice little leap there by Anderson, making it look pretty.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I wasn't going to say about it. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, he had to add a little theatrics to it a little bit.
And here's a dangerous Hayden Nazarenas, the Cooter product. And he's had the only hit for them, I think, this game.
Yeah, Nazarenas scored. He's the only hit, and he scored. One squeaked through the infield past second base in the first inning. Nazarenas a really solid baseball player.
Yes, he is. He's just a hard out. He's a contact. He's got a good eye. Nazarenas steps in. And here's the pitch from Van Dyke. Another low pitch for ball 2. Now Van Dyke don't want to give him anything to drive. He knows what good hitter that Nazarenas can be.
Yeah, and he's staying around the outside part of the plate here. I wouldn't be surprised if we bust him in here once.
Here's the shot and 3-0. Nazarenas will, as good a hitter as he is, I wouldn't be surprised if swing at your own risk. You're that good a hitter.
That's right. I want to say he's probably, if you see something fat, they might let him hang it out.
And there's walked him on 4 straight pitches to put Nazarenas down at first base. Drew Dernberger up. That's the second place hitter, so they've got their choice hitters up this inning. And see what Van Dyke can do with Dernberger with Nazarenas down at first. Here's the pitch. Nazarenas fakes the run and he backs off as ball comes in low again for ball 1. Van Dyke, here's his pitch, and he's struggling a little bit. He's thrown about 5 straight balls.
He has. And pitching coach Jamie Johnson is going to come out and try to work on a little mechanical issues here and see if he can line him out here.
Yeah, that's uncharacteristic of Van Dyke. They'll get this worked out and see what happens. This is for all the marbles right here tonight.
And if you're the Squirrels, you want to end this thing tonight.
Yeah.
You don't want to give them a chance tomorrow because in that one game, anything can happen.
That's right. You don't want to, you've got them down, don't let them up.
That's right. And if you're the Tropics, you're in a good situation here. Van Dyke's struggling with his control, and you got some speed on first base with Hayden Nazarenas, and you can put together a few hits here. You get your number 2 hole hitter, Drew Dernberger, and then Trey Fikes is dangerous.
You bet.
You can make a little noise here, but we'll see if Van Dyke settles in here and finds the strike zone.
As Jamie Johnson ends his meeting out on the mound, and we're about ready to see what happens as Denberger steps in and see if Van Dyke can find the strike zone. And here's the 2-0 count and ball 3.
We were talking when this inning started how important it was that Van Dyke was getting ahead in the counts and not giving up any walks and starting off where he's having some control issues.
He finally found a strike zone for strike one. I see the Squirrels have got somebody up down in the bullpen throwing.
Yeah, it looks like Bledsoe.
It does look like Bledsoe
is getting loose down in the pen there.
And here's a pitch, and that's going to be strike two. So he's come back from a 3-0 count to a full count. You know, Minner's mentality is let's end this thing. Let's get it over with tonight, boys.
That's Heath McCain down in the bullpen warming up.
Is that Heath McCain?
They both got flowing locks. I couldn't tell.
There's a high fly. The catcher over, and and the catcher caught it on the on-deck circle. And there's, like we say, there's very little room here, but the catcher did a good job of staying with it.
They did.
That much-needed second out.
Good way to battle out of that jam there by Van Dyke. He was down 3-0, induced the pop out, and here you are, 2 outs, and you can get out of the inning here if you can put down Trey Fikes. Not an easy task, though.
No, not an easy chore, but Van Dyke's going to try to get his number, and he goes from the stretch, and there's the pitch inside for ball one. Backed him off the plate a little bit.
I'm sure he had a few in the dugout telling him to wear that one.
Yeah, yeah, but that's right. Van Dyke looks at Mazarinus, and there's a shot and a high pop fly out to left field, and Blake Anderson under it, and we didn't get the little hop that time, but we got the out. We'll be back at the top of the fourth as the Squirrels come up, leading 3-1. We'll be right back.
At Focus Bank, we believe in really free checking. What does that mean? Well, opening an account requires no more than $25 with no minimum balance requirements or monthly service charges. You'll also have access to online and mobile banking, online bill pay, direct deposits, mobile deposits, automatic payments, e-statements, a nationwide network of ATMs, and an instant issue debit card, all for free. Your first order of checks is on the house, and you'll also receive a complimentary thank you gift. Come visit us in Sykeston, Charleston, Crothersville, or East Prairie. Focus Bank, simple, hassle-free checking that's really free.
Well, we're back for the top of the fourth inning, and Van Dyke struggled a little bit to start that inning, but after a visit to the mound by Jamie Johnson, he settled back down to retire the side. But not a very good play by the catcher down here to stay with that foul ball to record the second out.
Good way to battle back there by Van Dyke. He was down 3-0 and induced that pop out. And got Trey Fikes to fly out there to the left field, and the Squirrels coming up with Ben Bledsoe and Jake Gass, and they're going to try to do a little bit more damage.
That's right. They're going to have to stay back and wait on that curveball, because this little pitcher is pretty salty.
Yeah, Clifford's very crafty lefty.
Sure is. He's the one just going to keep coming at you, picking at you. He's not going to blow that 80-mile-an-hour fastball, and he comes in with a little curve, and Bledsoe pops it up, and it's going down, and it's going to come down as a hit. Bledsoe, it carried back in the field of play, and
that's the second one there that Palmer has lost.
It sure has.
In the lights, I don't know.
Yeah, he got turned around down there, didn't he? You know, maybe that's kind of like a wide open layup. That's kind of a gift right there.
It is. I thought I was just saying how that Clifford, it's tough to hit against a guy that is a finesse pitcher after seeing Henley and induce that pop up, and another break for the Squirrels.
We're going to have stepping in is going to be Jacob Guest as he tried to nice play by Clifford to bunt was popped up and hustle by Clifford to come in and make the catch.
Yeah, Clifford dove for it, made
Sure
the play, and nice play there by Clifford.
And with her Glenn Bloodsaw down at first, stepping in as a leadoff hitter, the always scary Garrison Scott, the G-Man.
The G-Man, scary Garrison Scott.
Yes, sir. He's going to wait on it, and here's the pitch from Clifford. And he shot it out to left field, and the left fielder drops in front of him for a single by Garrison Scott. Of course, that brings in Jace Aycorp.
You knew we weren't going to go a game without Garrison Scott getting a hit.
That's exactly right. That's just we just don't think that's going to happen.
That's not possible.
Now, we'll see with one out what Aycorp can do.
Good piece of hitting there. He sat back and waited on that curveball, kept his hands back, kept his weight back, and drove it to left field.
Two Squirrels on. Bloodsaw and Scott as well. He was going to try to fool him and put that bunt out there, and I could see he's thinking on that, but that fouled it back because both first base and the third base was playing deep.
Yeah, and Cliff will be hard to bunt against with the looping curveball, and you know both attempts have popped up so far.
As Aycorp steps in, Cliff looks the runner back, and the ball hit by the pitch is Jace Aycorp to load him up for Charlie Parker. With one out, and the Squirrels have an opportunity to put some more gaps between them and the Tropics.
Bases juice with your number 3 hitter, Charlie Parker, coming to the plate, and one out. Good spot here for the Squirrels.
Yeah, the Squirrels have sure got it set up out here. Bases loaded with one out, leading 3-1 in the top of the fourth, and Parker at the plate.
Parker very dangerous at the plate, batting .403 on the season.
Sure is. There's a pitch to Parker. It's going to be a little outside for ball one. Looked like Charlie was staying back that time, waiting for that.
He was.
We'll see what Cliffville has, and there's a little left-hander brings it to Parker and misses again for ball two. Parker's going to make him bring that little curveball up a little bit.
He's going to wait on him to hang one here and try to sit back and drive it.
You bet. Here's the 2-ball, no strike to Charlie Parker with bases loaded, and there's strike one called.
Good pitch there by Cliffle.
Was. Clifford would like to get ahead of Charlie. 2-1 with one out. Clifford looks in. Here's the pitch. Charlie fouls it off. Now he's even to count at 2 as the ball went out of play. Perfect opportunity to score some runs when you got your sticks up and the bases loaded. And
yeah, it's a good opportunity here to spread this thing out a little bit, take a little pressure off of Van Dyke.
Exactly. Clifford's little curveball, here it comes. It's going to be a little fastball outside, but he don't throw very hard, but he has pretty decent control.
He does. He's got pretty decent control. He even though he doesn't throw hard, he still mixes the speeds very well.
Sure does.
And he's got a really nice breaking ball.
3-2 with one out, and nowhere to put Charlie Parker. And here's a shot out to center field, and that's going to score one as the center fielder catches it, and we got a runner in and a nice throw to third. Oh, and Scott stays at second, and that was a smart move because that was a good shot to second or to third base.
Hayden Nazarenas made a good play there at center, and he kept the runner at second. And what a cannon out there from Hayden Nazarenas.
Man, he has a cannon.
Charlie Parker gets an RBI, and that extends the lead to 4-1 Squirrels.
Jansen steps in with runners at first and second with 2 outs. Nazarenas made a fine throw to second base.
Jansen, a switch hitter. You normally see him batting from the left side. He's going to turn around to the right here.
Strike one on the inside corner.
You don't see too many switch hitters at this
No,
level.
you don't.
He's the first one we've seen all year, only one we've seen all year.
We'll see how he handles the right side of the plate. Clifford looks, and here's a shot, and there's a shot out down the line, and that falls in there, and here comes Aycorp, and we're going to hold a runner at third, but a stand-up double by Jansen, batting from the right side of the plate.
Well, the Squirrels are extending it out a little bit here.
5-1.
Big hit there by Jansen. Runners at second and third for the leading RBI, Blake Anderson.
You bet. And you go back to that throw by Nazarenas. If he hadn't held him there, it would have been 6-1.
You're exactly right. If Nazarenas hadn't held those runners, it would be 6-1 right now.
There's a strike called on the inside corner. As Anderson steps in with 2 runners on. Here's the pitch. And Anderson did that little step at the plate. He would like to have that one back. He fouled that one off to.
I think he wanted that one.
I think that's right. That's no balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. And I bet he's going to see that little curveball again. Or not a little curveball, it's a nice curveball.
Yeah, Anderson 1 for 1 with a walk and an RBI today.
Here's the pitch, and that thing was breaking back across the plate, and he fouled it off, got a piece of it.
He did. Had him fooled, and he stayed back and fouled it off, battling.
Yeah, that for the Squirrels sure looks a lot better out there, 5-1 here at the top of the 4th.
Mm-hmm. Gives Preston Van Dyke a little bit more breathing room.
It sure does. Takes a lot of pressure off, doesn't it?
It does.
Here's Clifford's no ball, 2 strike pitch, and struck him out on a curveball. So that ends the top of the 4th, and 5-1 Squirrels with a nice inning. And we'll be back after this.
It takes a lot to make a home, and no one knows that better than WW Wood. It takes a plan and a steady hand to start the process, the knowledge and know-how to make those necessary cuts, craftsmanship to shape out an idea, and the artistry to add in the fine details and final touches. Our employees are right there with you, bringing it all together to make a quality and custom product that makes your home uniquely yours. So thank you for allowing WW Wood to make your house feel like a home.
We're right here at King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill on world-famous Beale Street, and as you can see, oh my gosh, we have the best barbecue ribs in Memphis. Oh my gosh, the gumbo is out of this world, but you gotta try the King's Triple Decker Slam Burger. You'll love it.
First State Community Bank
Stepping
has
in
been
for the
named
Tropics
the number
will
1 bank
be
in Missouri by Forbes, and we think
number 7, Brandon Palmer, facing Van Dyke as there's a pop-up, and we're going to end the left field, and Anderson in too. He's had a lot of action out there tonight.
He has.
Sure has.
A lot of action. Solid as a rock, that outfield.
That's right. 1 pitch, 1 out, you got to like it.
Yeah.
Brings in Luke Barnes. Van Dyke asked for another baseball, got it from the home plate umpire. You've hardly noticed the officials in this game. And when they do that, you know they're doing an excellent job.
That's right. They're doing a great job tonight.
Van Dyke pitch inside for ball 1.
You know, a stat that sticks out to me here in this game, Van Dyke's thrown 3 1/3, only has 1 strikeout. He's using his defense a whole lot.
You bet.
He's putting it in the zone and making the Tropics hit. and using his defense.
You're exactly right. And and I saw a quote today that fits that. It said, "The final test of a championship team is how strongly players believe in each other."
That's right.
And boy, you can't. And there's a shot out to center field, and back goes Scott to make the catch.
When the ball left the bat there, I thought it was hit a lot. I mean, it was scorched, but I thought it was going to burn Garrison Scott.
I did too.
And as he kept going, it was just, a routine fly ball.
Tell you, that young man out in center field plays a fine center field.
He does. St. Louis Community College getting 2 real fine baseball players.
Well, standing in now will be Alden Morgan, the third baseman. And here's a pitch from Van Dyke, and that's a line drive single to right field.
Morgan jumping on that first pitch fastball.
And he stands down at first with 2 outs, and we're going to see what's going on over here. I don't know. It looks like they're looking over, and the on-plate umpire walked out there. And now we're ready to play baseball. As Nate Ruth steps in, as he grounded out the last time to his counterpart, Van Dyke, as there's a shot, and it's ball 1.
Rue 0 for 1 on the day.
He's going to play at Three Rivers next year. And here's for Van Dyke, strike 1. I believe he's been player of the year in a conference for the last couple of years.
He has. I think he was player of the year in basketball his junior year.
Yeah.
Baseball his junior year also. I do not know who won the senior year there, but
I don't either.
Probably him or Hayden Nazarenas won.
Yes. There was something I heard about that, and I don't remember, but and they might have been co-players of the year. That
Right,
might have been
could
what
be.
I heard. But both of them well deserve it.
Yeah. Exceptional athlete for Holcomb Hornets there in the Tri-County Conference. Real fine basketball player and a really, really good baseball player.
We got 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th as Van Dyke throws it by him for strike 2. So we really got the deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 men on.
Yeah.
That's Terry's favorite deal. He likes the 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out with 2 on.
Yeah, Terry couldn't make it here with us tonight, but boy, you and Terry have done a fine job this tournament. We couldn't have asked for 2 better
we appreciate
men to
that.
represent Aycorp Media here at this state tournament.
We appreciate Aycorp Media letting us be involved.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys, and you guys have done an excellent job. And I wouldn't be here if Terry couldn't make it.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're
here. He
here.
gave me the opportunity to step in the booth tonight.
Terry would like to be here, but he's having so much fun, had to be at a city council meeting.
Oh, that sounds like a ton of fun.
But I can just about guarantee you anytime he gets a break, he's got that phone out checking the score.
Yeah. He might be rooting for that game tomorrow.
I'll tell you a story about Terry after this pitch, and there's an inside for bringing a full count. When he had that heart attack and had that surgery up there at at St. Louis, I thought he'd been home a day or two, and we had a basketball game, and I called him. I said, Terry, you want to do that game tonight? Boy, he said, I'd love to, but I'm on my way home from the hospital. My wife won't let me.
I'm sure he would have done it if he.
There goes the runner, and there's a shot out to center field, and so we got runners at first and third with 2 outs and a nice hit out to right field to advance the runner.
Squirrels or the Tropics showing some fight here. They're not just going to lay down and take it. They're going to come out here and try to battle back here.
That's going to bring in the left fielder, Joe Cook, the 8th place hitter, as Van Dyke has been cruising through this inning with not very many pitches, but he went full on one. But he would like to end this thing here, and so would the other Squirrels, as Van Dyke goes into the stretch, and here's the pitch. And there's a grounder to Aycorp, over to Charlie Parker to end the inning. So after 5-1 Squirrels. We'll be right back.
First State Community Bank has been named the #1 bank in Missouri by Forbes, and we think they might be onto something. When it comes to banking, we've always said that people should come first, and we hold true to that idea. Opening an account has never been easier. You can even do it online. We want our community to thrive, and that's why we put it in our name. So come bank with the certified best at First State Community Bank, serving our community because it's who we are.
What is Southeast Missouri? Let's try this again. You are Southeast Missouri. You make Southeast Missouri what it is. And Southeast Missouri is who we are. It's in our name. It's in our past. And with you, it's our future. Welcome home.
Well, we're starting the top of the 5th as the Tropics threatened a little bit in that inning, but Van Dyke shut the door. Some good defensive play behind him. But we'll see if the Squirrels can, what they have for full in this inning. Stepping in will be number 12, Dylan Thornborough, the third baseman. A very good third baseman, I might add. We appreciate people tuning in. We're proud to bring you this state tournament championship game here on Aycorp Media. As Clifford's first pitch is foul back, or no, it's popped up foul territory. We got room. Third baseman in makes the catch for the first out. First, I thought that was going to find its way out, but it came back in, and the third baseman stayed with it to record the out. You're going to get a lot of pop-ups with this top pitcher.
Oh, yeah. Clifford's going to keep them off balance.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of pop-ups, a lot of ground balls.
We're going to see Grant James step in. I think he's 1 for 2 on the night.
You're exactly right. He's had a great tournament. He struck out last
Yeah, he sure did. Clifford, there's another pop-up down the left field line, but it's going to find its way out of play. He hit it a long way.
Yeah, really nice crowd here.
Boy, there really is. It's people spread out here and a lot of fans, and that's what you like to see. Down in the picnic areas down there, it's full.
It's full. Picnic areas are full. The bleachers here on the Squirrel side's full. The Tropic side's almost full.
There's a smash down to third base, and he throws a wild pitch, but he tagged him. That was good.
There.
That was a good call.
Luke Barnes comes off, makes the play, and tags him coming through. Good call.
He sure was.
Down there by the first base umpire.
And you know that's the way it was. That James Parnell didn't hesitate. Boom, he punched him out.
That's right.
And that was the correct call. But we got old Ben Bledsoe back in here again. We'll see what he can do with 2 outs. Nice inning for Clifford as he throws a strike 1.
Clifford doing what he can here to keep this thing where it's at and see if the Tropics can rattle some bats.
That's right, and he's not had very many balls to pitch this inning, and he throws that little curveball on the inside corner to Bledsoe, and Bledsoe swung through it. I was talking to his brother Sam out there on the way in tonight, and this is an interesting thing. And as a swing and a miss, as he struck him out, he was talking about, I guess him and his mother was watching this game last night.
Oh, okay.
And said, boy, she was so excited. So I kept telling him, he's going to do it, he's going to do it. And he did.
He sure did.
That is great. Well, we're going to go to the bottom of the 5th, 5-1. Squirrels will be back. Well, at the bottom of the 5th, we'll see what Van Dyke, don't look like he's lost very much. He's throwing that fastball about as fast as he did the first pitch of the game, and he's keeping them a little off balance, and he's doing a nice job. And hats off to Clipville. He's come in, and he's did a great job.
He has.
And here's ball 1 to the hitter.
Clipville leading the inning off here. A little pitcher versus pitcher action.
Yeah, you want to set your counterpart down, you know. And here's the pitch to Clipville, and he drives it out to right field, but waiting for it, almost overran it, was Jansen, but he leaped up to make the catch. I think he misjudged it for a little bit.
He did. That ball was hit a lot harder than it looked, and it just kept flying.
Now here's the leadoff man, Nazarenas. Nazarenas steps in with 1 out against Van Dyke in this state championship as the defending Squirrels try to add to their state championship titles.
Yeah, they're 1 inning away here from repeating,
Yeah.
but the Tropics are going to see if they have any gas left in the tank here to oppose that a little bit.
Van Dyke's pitched a whale of a game.
He has.
And Van Dyke comes set, and here's the pitch. You know, it's the first time I've seen him go down that sidearm pitch, and he's not. And we've watched him earlier in the year. He'd do that a few times. He doesn't have too much control over it.
Yeah. He when he drops down like that, it tends to tail a little bit. But if he can get that over the plate, that's another piece of his arsenal there.
Exactly. Van Dyke's 1-1 pitch, and a swing and a miss for Nazarenas for strike 2. I think he might have got a piece of it.
Nice cut there by Nazarenas.
Well, he gets his strikes. He gets all of it. I mean, when he swings, he swings. Keeps that head down. Watches that ball into that bat. He's just a nice player. Van Dyke's going to try to set him down with 1 out, with 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hayden Nazarenas out of Cooter High School. Ball high, evens the count at 2. I think Nazarenas, will he be a senior, I think, will he?
He will. He'll be a senior at Cooter High School. Barnes will also be a senior at Cooter.
There's going to be some scouts looking at them cats because they've got potential to play at the next level.
They do.
There's a fly ball out to left field, and the left fielder gets chased, but it's going to be fair ball, he calls it, and Nazarenas may circle the bases. There's the throw in to Aycorp, and they're going to hold him up at third. But I thought that was going to find its way out of bounds, but it was a good shot down that left field line.
It was. That thing just kept floating down the left field line there, and Anderson had a little trouble with it. I'm surprised they held him up there at third. It looked like that he was rolling pretty good. And
it looks like Anderson might be a little shaken up out there as
he might have ran into the fence.
I had the umps as talking to him. Looks like Jamie Johnson's headed out there. Hope he's all right, and he sure gave chase. He gave it all he had.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a trainer may be going out to take a look at him. We got some medical assistance going on out there. I think he might have run into the fence. Not much room in the territory. If you're given a hard chase, you really can't stop. The fence is going to stop you. Well, we'll just take a timeout and be right back when they attend to the left fielder. We'll be back in a bit.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Well, looks like Anderson is staying in the game. And here's the pitch, and there's another shot out to left field. We'll see it. It's back, and it goes over his head. That's going to score Nazarenas, and down to second is Durenberger with a stand-up double. So that brings the score to 5-2 as Minnerstar makes his way to the mound, going to try to settle Van Dyke down, but he has someone throwing out there, and he may be going to go to his pen.
Yeah, he is. He's bringing in, let's see who he's going to bring in here.
Can't see from here if that's McCain or.
Great job tonight by Preston Van Dyke.
Yes, it was
It is going to be McCain.
McCain's going to come in and try to put out the fire, and so we'll go ahead and take a break. With pitching change, we'll be back in a moment.
In a very short period of time, we've experienced amazing growth and success at Southeast Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And through it all, we've had only one goal: to get you back to life. And when things get better, when you feel better, we'll be right here to cheer you on. Southeast Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, always by your side.
Juju Promotions in New Madrid is your one-stop shop for all your personalized merchandise. Whether it's screen printing, embroidery, promotional products, heat presses, or decals, we've got something that will suit your needs. So you, your school, or your business will always be looking its best. There's tons to see, from apparel to accessories. So what are you waiting for? Stop into Juju Promotions today in New Madrid, Missouri. And don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Heath McCain comes in to take over for Van Dyke. Van Dyke had a nice game to hold this game like it is. He gave up a triple and a double to start this half of the inning, and he's went deep in the counts a few times, but he has pitched a good game.
He is.
And we'll see if McCain can come in and keep it where it's at. You know, that Squirrels have a McCain. They also got Bledsoe down there, but you know, you always got to hope that it ends tonight. You use your pitchers, and we don't have to go too deep in case you have to go tomorrow.
That's right.
And we'll see what happens with McCain as he steps in with one out here in the bottom of the fifth with a runner out at second, Durenberger. And number 6 steps in, and that is Trey Fox, the catcher, and he got a pretty good stick of his own.
He does.
They could make this a 2-run game with a little swat because Durenberger's got some speed also.
Only one out.
Here's the pitch, and I believe it might have got the ball got away from the catcher, and the catcher never caught it in.
I think it was direct impact off the catcher.
I think it was
home plate
too.
Umpire there.
And I believe he got hit last week or earlier in the week. I think.
I think so.
But yeah, he stepped back. We got a little bit of a timeout, and did that get him in the face?
It did. It
got him in the face
got
mask.
Him on the chin, kicked his face mask up, and ball got away there and allowed that runner to advance to third base.
Well, they've got James Purnell up, trying to give him a little encouragement, along with Jason Reed. These three work very well together.
They do. They're really good crew.
Must be good. All of them's laughing. We're about ready for some baseball. That's what I like to see, a laugh.
Yeah, he's going to be a little sore tomorrow.
He sure is.
He's telling somebody that's 2 times already.
That's right. He's going to say this state championship this year really worked him over.
Yeah, for sure. Tough job back there. In the
Yes,
heat
it is.
And everything else. And they're doing a great job tonight.
Well, they are. We got 1 ball and no strikes, and we got a runner down at third base for the Tropics with a good stick at the plate in Trey Fikes. Heath McCain. Here's his second pitch at foul ball. Strike 1. That evens the count.
Fikes with a healthy cut there.
Yes, it was. One ball, 1 strike count on the catcher, Fikes, with a teammate, Durenberger, down at third. And we just have 1 out. And so here's the pitch, and gonna fake swing, and they're gonna call a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes, as home plate umpire said he went around.
Fikes tried to hold it back, but went just a little bit too far.
Sure did. And Fikes steps in behind on the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A speedy runner down on third base. And there's a foul off to the right.
Nice play over there, but whatever fan caught that ball, he made a running stab out there behind the dugout.
And somebody wanting a popsicle.
He did. He's going to toss it in. He's not worried about the popsicle. He's just trying to make
He's
a
a
play.
Tropics fan. He'll keep his thing going. Here's the pitch. And there's a shot out. Gets by Charlie, and nice hit ball, and that brings a 5-3 score. So the Tropics are making some racket.
The bats are heating up a little bit.
Sure are. We've got the 1 out in this bottom of the 5th. They've scored 2 in this inning.
You don't see this too often. They're pinch hitting Bladen Perry for their cleanup hitter, Brandon Palmer.
Bladen Perry, the left-hander, has ball low. Yeah, we'll see what other. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Strike 1. He blew it by him. Swing and a miss. We got the tying run at the plate.
1 out.
And here's the pitch from McCain. Ball 2.
The Tropics came out here in the 5th and rattled the bats and making this a ball game here. Put a little bit of pressure on the Squirrels, who looks like they're going to need every single one of those insurance runs.
Yeah, the Squirrels was cruising there 5-1, and then this good Tropics team, they've put together some hits, and there's strike 2 on the corner.
How big do those pop-ups to first base?
Oh.
The big play by Charlie Parker scoring on that infield fly rule and loading the bases on the pop-up looms large right now.
It sure does. And here's a 2-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging for the second out of the inning. That's what you want to see. Nice pitch by McCain. Luke Barnes, number 13, the designated hitter, steps in with 2 outs with the runner down at first. The Tropics trailing by a score of 5-3. But they put 2 across in this inning, and McCain's inside for ball 1. McCain has hit about 14, 15 batters, I think, this year.
Yeah, he at times has some erratic control.
Yeah, that was by my count. I think it's something in there.
Yeah, for sure.
And here's the pitch. McKay strike. Even the count at 1. See if we can't get out of this inning with no more damage. As McCain watches the runner, looks him back to first. He's edging off. And here's the pitch. And there's a foul off to the right. As he's hanging tough. That's Luke Barnes. Barnes, as we talked about earlier, also on that very good Cooter Wildcat team.
Barnes is, let's see here, 0 for 2 on the day.
1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from McCain. And there's a to center field and shallow center, but the one that patrols center field, Garrison's got up to retire the side, but not before the Tropics plate 2 runs, so we got 5-3 at top of the 6th. We'll be back.
First State Bank and Trust is more than just products and services. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by your local First State Bank and Trust to explore all of your financial options. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Well, the Squirrels were floating along there with a 5-1 lead, and now the Tropics have pulled within 2, and Klippel has done a real good job on the mound.
He really has. He's came in and done a good job. The Squirrels have struggled a little bit with the off-speed stuff here of Klippel after the speed of Henley.
We'll see what Jacob Gass can do as he takes strike 1. The ball's coming in about eye high, and then it takes that dip and down in the strike zone. And there's a foul ball out of play for strike 2. So 2 pitches, 2 strikes.
Yes, I'd like to give a shout out to Presley Watkins and Josh Ellenberg. They've been absolute troopers tonight on the cameras, on the first base and third base sides, 2 of the best in the business.
I agree with you 100%. And they've been here all week.
Yes.
Doing the job, and some of the days wasn't very pleasant.
Yes. And we've had Josh I, Tyler Lassiter tonight on the production behind us. We've got Andrew Moore and Spencer Magruder, and we've said it a bunch of times, but we feel like we've got the best team that you could possibly ask for.
I agree with you on these guys. They're all pretty good.
This whole tournament.
And they're easy to work with, and I hope they know how much they are appreciated.
Yeah, we appreciate them a whole lot.
I saw Joey Aycorp really got a nice burn the other day out there on top of third base. He came in, and it was just white around his eyes. You know, boy, he was red everywhere.
Had the old raccoon sunburn.
Yeah, he did. But boy, he was out there battling it.
He was. Friday was as hot as you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
And they all hung in there and stuck it out and made us all proud. And they've been battling the elements all week, and just a bang-up job by this crew.
Well, you know, from the rest of us, we appreciate you, and we appreciate Tori and Hannah for the things you all do.
Yeah, they real good job this weekend. And then you are the marathon man. This is your 7th game of the tournament. Every game during this tournament has been called by you, and Terry has done all of them but one. I think he wasn't able to make that first game, and he wasn't able to make this one. But you guys have held it down and done a really great job.
And we've had I've had some great help when Terry wasn't here, some fill-ins. You
got to
Jan was here one night, he filled in. And Hannah jumped in here one time, and Michael Minner down here and did a great job. So we appreciate it. And we got a 1 ball, 2 strike as the left-hander brings it to Guest, and he punched him out of there with that breaking curveball. What a night. That thing dropped out of the sky.
It's a thing of beauty. Big old Ephus curveball, and it comes in there and looks like it's going to be a ball, and it just falls in. It's a thing of beauty. I love watching it.
Oh, I do too. Let's see if Garrison Scott can hang back like he did a while ago and drop it out there for a short single. And there's a ball outside. Scott coming in to this bat, 1 for 3. And here's that strike one called, even the count at 1. Got Aycorp on deck. And if needed, Charlie Parker. And here's the ball in the dirt for ball 2. The defending state champion Squirrels, 19 and under, trying to secure this 2 in a row. But they've got a feisty little pitcher out there trying to have something to say about that as he throws it by Connor Scott. Garrison Scott, I'm sorry. The G-man. Scott steps back in as Clifford brings the pitch, and he punched him out, and gets away from the catcher and go down to first to retire Scott.
That's 3 in a row there for Clifford, isn't it?
Well, he's got pretty good command of it right now.
Yeah. That's his 4th strikeout on the day.
He's faced the minimum 2 men in this inning, retired them both as Aycorp steps in.
5 strikeouts for Clifford, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty good. He's come in and did an excellent job. And he paints the corner with that for a strike. You know, he keeps you off balance. You're standing waiting on that slow breaking curveball, and he'll throw that little medium fastball in there for a strike. And so he's a cagey little rascal as he misses on that curveball to even the count at 1-1 with 2 outs.
Two down here in the top of the 6th. Squirrels lead 5-3.
This game is 2 hours old as it comes high and tight inside to 2 balls and a strike. Been a nice game. Both teams. And we're going to have 3-1. .82 degrees, still 82 here in Charleston. As he gets the 2nd strike on Aycorp. Aycorp had a nice cut at it, but it's a 3-2 count with 2 outs. And we'll see if you're probably going to see that breaking curveball as he struck him out. And this Clifford has come in and really done what the coach wants him to do. We'll be back in a moment.
Moreland wants to buy your car. Big cars, small cars, fast cars, and funny cars. If it's got 4 wheels and an engine, we're swiping right. We've got the largest pre-owned inventory in Southeast Missouri right here at Moreland Automotive. Even if Moreland's not on the back of your car, we're still interested. There's never been a better time to make a change. Come to one of our 5 Moreland locations in Dexter or in Sykeston, Missouri, and let us help you turn what you have into what you want.
Does your business need, literally anything? When we founded CNS Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. CNS has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
Well, we'll see if the Squirrels can hang on for 2 more innings. They have Tropics have this bat and 1 more if we can hang on, but they coming in here hot after that last inning.
Yep. If the Squirrels can hold them here, they'll be the state champ. Well, no, 7 innings. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And we're going to have Morgan stepping in, the third baseman, and there's strike 1 from McCain. Heath McCain trying to hold them where they are, and we got Bledsoe down and headed to the bullpen to warm up, and there's a high chopper cut off by the third baseman, and I stole the first. Got him. What a throw by Thornborough. He threw that thing on the move.
He did. He came across, came and got it and made the play across his body. Big time play there by Dylan Thornborough.
It sure was. That's going to bring in the shortstop, Nate Rue. Yeah, that was about as pretty a play as you can see.
It was beautiful.
And here's the pitch to Rue. Strike call.
Rue singled last time up. Grounded out to the shortstop, first at bat.
Here's the pitch, and a little bit low for ball 1. That brings the count at 1-1. 1 for 2 on the night. And a ball fouled out of play for the second strike. Had a visitor on the way over here today. I was trying to hurry between Risco and New Madrid for some reason, like I was running slow, and I met a highway patrolman. He was really nice, but he told me I should slow it down a little
He
bit.
said you better slow it down.
And I was already thinking how much it's going to cost me, but nice enough to let me go.
Yeah, just leave with a warning.
Yeah. So guess what? On the way over here, since he said he gave me a warning, I drove the speed limit, put the cruise control on, because I don't want to get caught again today.
No.
There's a ball inside to bring the count full at 3-2. You know, when they meet you and you know you're speeding, all you can do is pull over and take it.
Yeah, that's right. I always get the bad habit of slamming my brakes.
Yeah. There's a shot out to Charlie Parker as he retires Nate Rue for the second out. Very nice young man. He was just very nice. Told where you going. Got to talking baseball, and I thought, man, maybe I got him. But I'm sure if I'd have deserved a ticket, he would have gave it to me. But he was very nice. He said, "You go right on."
Yeah, that's always a lucky break there when you
bet.
get a nice one. Majority of them, all of them are nice. But
here's a shot to third base and a nice field by Thornborough across the diamond to retire the side, and that was a nice inning for the Squirrels and Heath McCain. As we go top of the 7th, we'll be back.
To make the right decisions for your operation, you need 2 things: accurate, secure data and the ability to make it work for you. Introducing AFS Connect Advanced Farming Systems from Case IH. AFS Connect puts you in total command of your operation, bringing together your farm, fleet, and data like never before, with ongoing support from your Case IH dealer every step of the way, so you can increase efficiency year-round. Whether you're optimizing soil conditions, managing nutrients, planting, or harvesting. AFS Connect allows you to remotely monitor every machine. You'll have access to location, diagnostics, fuel, and engine data, giving you the information you need to make the right decisions for your operation. Now that's rethinking productivity.
Drew Clifford is going to try to hold the Squirrels where they are and give the Tropics one more opportunity to do some damage, either tie it up or win it in the bottom of the seventh like the Squirrels did last night. But there, Heath McCain had a fantastic inning that inning.
He did. He came in and did his job and shut the Tropics down. Speaking of shutting them down, Clifford has been on fire. He struck out 4 in a row. He struck out 6 so far in his 3 2/3, and looking to come back here and do a little bit more damage, but he's going to have a struggle here with the 3, 4, 5 hitters of the Squirrels.
Charlie Parker steps in and see if he can get things going for the Squirrels, and there's ball 1.
Clifford's retired 7 straight.
Here's the second pitch from Clifford as down the pike on Charlie to even the count at 1-1. Charlie waits on the pitch and pops it up out of play for 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just hard to get on that curveball.
It is. This shows you how dangerous both of these teams are going to be at the Midwest Regionals. They've got a ton of arms they can go out there and throw. And
that's
they've
exactly
got
right.
some real good ball players.
We wish both these teams well out there. As Parker lines it between first and second for a leadoff single for Charlie Parker. Charlie sat back and waited on that thing and hit it pretty hard.
He did. He put it right between first and second base there. And like you said, kept his hands and weight back and drove it.
We'll see what Gavin Jansen can do. Jansen steps in. We'll see if what Minner has drawn up down there. You know, you got to keep Charlie Parker close to the bag, and we may play some small ball. We may lay a bunt down, but we'll see. And here's the pitch from Clifford. It's all inside. I'd say it's probably pretty hard to bunt that curveball.
It is probably hard to bunt, and you want to get some insurance runs here, but this is, you know, you're clean up and 5-0 hitters, so they may be wanting to stand there and drive the ball somewhere.
There's a popped up behind second base, and the second baseman back to retire the runner, and so Charlie stays put at first with 1 out. Let's go to bring in Blake Anderson. Blake was injured a little bit in the inning before last when I think he might have run into the fence.
Yeah,
I'm
he had
not
a little
sure.
scuff up with the fence down there. He won, luckily.
And so we'll see what happens. When Clifford looks Charlie Parker back, and here's the shot down over the left fielder's head, but to see if he goes back and makes the catch. Very nice catch out in left field as Parker traces his steps back to first base.
For a second, I thought he got every bit of that ball.
I did too.
I thought it had a shot to get out of here, but he stayed up there a little bit.
Dylan Thornborough, he's had a good defensive game. He's made some very good plays down at third base, as he always does.
Yeah, he's a really good third baseman.
We got 2 outs with a runner on, and Clifford brings the pitch, and Charlie Parker goes, and there's a throw to second, and they might have got him, and they did. Nice throw by this catcher, and Charlie stretched out, dived into set, but he caught him on the arm before he got the bag, and so we'll see if the Squirrels can hold them and come away with this championship. So we'll be back in a moment.
Juju Promotions in New Madrid is your one-stop shop for all your personalized merchandise. Whether it's screen printing, embroidery, promotional products, heat presses, or decals, we've got something that will suit your needs. So you, your school, or your business will always be looking its best. There's tons to see, from apparel to accessories. So what are you waiting for? Stop into Juju Promotions today in New Madrid, Missouri. And don't forget to like us on Facebook.
I think we're going to have the 9th place hitter to lead this off. That is the pitcher, Drew Cliffel. As we'll see if Heath McCain can shut them down. I see they've still got Bledsoe up in the bullpen, and you know if anything happens, I'm sure he won't hesitate to bring in Ben.
Yeah.
Ball 1 to Cliffel.
Your MO here for McCain is throw strikes.
Yes, that's right. Trust that defense. And here's the pitch, and there's a shot between short and third to start the rally, and we want to make sure they could get this cut off. But always great to see that 9th place hitter got on to lead the inning.
Yeah. And now, looky here, the Tropics have the leadoff hitter, Hayden Nazarenas, up, and he's had a heck of a ball game so far.
Oh, had he though.
He's 2 for 2, been on 3 times. He's walked once, scored twice, and pretty dangerous here.
It is. You know, they can't. Got to be careful with Nazarenas as they throw a strike called on the outside corner to the left-handed hitter. I'm sure if we could get a strikeout here of Nazarenas, there'd be a sigh of relief on Michael Minner.
Yes.
As McCain looks in with the runner on first, there's a pitch and a curveball that held up outside. And here's the pitch from McCain. Low for ball 2. Don't want to put the winning run to come to the plate.
No, definitely not. 2-1 here. Nobody out.
Okay, goes into the stretch. Here's the pitch. Ball outside, 3-1. He's going deep on him.
Bledsoe still warming up in the pen. I wonder if he could battle back here and get Nazarenas.
3-1 with Nazarenas steps in with the runner on first, and strike 2, he blew it by him. Boy, that was a nice pitch.
That was probably ball 4.
Probably was. Looked like it was high and inside to me.
Nazarenas knew it. He was smiling after he took that cut. He's a good hitter. He knows his zone well. But I think it looked pretty meaty to him when it came through the zone.
See what McCain can do with Nazarenas, and he fouled it back. Just got a piece of it. Prolong the agony.
Yes. You know, this is what it's all about right here.
You bet it is.
Top of the bottom of the 7th, state championship. Tropics trying to fight to stay alive. Full count. These kids are playing their hearts out here tonight.
Here's a pitch, and walked him. That's going to bring the winning run to the plate. So we got the tying run down at first, and we'll see what they're going to stay with. McCain.
They're going to stay with McCain here. Dernberger doubled last time up and
sure
scored.
Did.
Got a hold of one.
He gets a hold of one like that, we'll be tied. And the ball gets by the catcher, and we got runners at second and third on the pass ball.
So now we're in a pickle here.
Yes, we are.
Runners on second and third, and Drew Dernberger puts one in a gap here. This ball game will be tied.
Be tied up.
and they were content with a sacrifice there, and the ball got away without even having to give the batter up.
McCain looks in, and here's the pitch, and it's going to be inside for ball 2.
I believe if I'm Coach Minner here, and McCain's leash is getting a lot shorter.
There's a strike for, now it's 2 balls and a strike. We have no outs with the tying run out at second base. And here's the pitch, and we've ball 3.
That was close. If you're Dernberger there, you're feeling pretty good here. Ahead 3-1 in the count. And
you bet.
Looking for something to drive here.
And we'll see if we can handle him here. And there's a pitch, and there's a shot between the gaps. And this ball game's going to be tied as the tying run crosses the plate, and the winning run stops at second. Thought about going to third, but we're all tied up. Good crowd of Tropic fans here. You can hear them out there cheering, and that may be the last we see of McCain, but we've not seen anybody out of the dugout for the Squirrels.
On the throw home there, when Dernberger advances to second, that ball probably would have been better cut off.
I
holding
think so.
The runner to first. You still have a double play, and then now, if you're the Squirrels with first base open, nobody out.
Right.
And the winning run on second base, do you put Trey Fikes on here to set up a force out and set up a double play? It's got to be an option here.
I thought we might see Bledsoe in, but we're going to stay with McCain.
They're going to stay with McCain. Looks like they're going to pitch to him.
And here's the pitch, and that's shot to Charlie Parker. Parker knocks it down, and there's a throw to first to retire the side, and they thought about bringing him around third for the win, but that's just a first out, and they held him up in a wise choice.
Parker settles his nerves there and gets the out at first.
Winning run at third with 1 out.
Looks like Brandon Palmer's going to re-enter, and Palmer's got an opportunity here, Tommy. You know, he was the first baseman there when those pop-ups were falling.
Right.
To redeem himself here.
Exactly. You drive in that winning run, will anybody remember that?
No. So now it is 1 out, winning run on third base. If you're the Squirrels, your infield is going to be in, and you're going to try to gun them out at home, or at least hold that runner up at third, get the out at first, and try to sneak out of here. Minner's going to come out, and I don't know if he's going to make the call to the pen and get Bledsoe here.
I believe he's going to bring in Bledsoe.
He is.
So we'll see if Ben Bledsoe can hold us with 1 out, and we'll take a break, and we'll get a breather along with the rest of them. We'll be right back.
First State Bank and Trust is more than just products and services. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by your local First State Bank and Trust to explore all of your financial options. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Autry Moreland wants to buy your car. Big cars, small cars, fast cars, and funny cars. If it's got 4 wheels and an engine, we're swiping right. We've got the largest pre-owned inventory in Southeast Missouri, right here at Autry Moreland Automotive. Even if Moreland's not on the back of your car, we're still interested. There's never been a better time to make a change. Come to one of our 5 Autry Moreland locations in Dexter or in Sykeston, Missouri, and let us help you turn what you have into what you want.
Well, we've got an exciting ball game going with the Tropics tying it up in the bottom of the 7th and a winning run down at third base, and Ben Bledsoe come in to try to stop the bleeding with 1 out, and there's a jillion ways to win this ball game when you got 1 out and a runner at third.
There is. Excuse me.
You know, you got to watch the pass ball, ground ball in the hole, a base hit, whatever, long fly ball. But we'll see. It's not over yet, as Bledsoe's got the speed to fan them and set them down and give us a little extra baseball, and they're going to put Fikes on.
They're going to walk Palmer.
I'm sorry, and I don't blame them.
And they may intentionally walk Luke Barnes here also to load the bases up, and then you have the opportunity here for a double play.
That's what they're going to do.
Yes, it is.
And so
now
they're rolling the dice.
They are. And that's smart.
You bet.
got to do what you got to do here. The bases are juiced. And now a ball hit to the infield. You can come home and go to first. There's tons of different ways here to get a double play.
Correct.
And that's what they're going to try to do. And Aiden Morgan, his last at bat, he grounded out to third base. And if he hits one to third again, you could look at a double play right here. Right. But you got to get the sure out, and I'm sure that sure out's going to be at home first.
Infielders in as Bledsoe's delivery, and foul ball, strike 1. Whatever happens here, we'll see. These two fine teams may lock up again tomorrow night if the Tropics can pull ahead in this bottom of the state. But I got faith in these Squirrels are going to hold them.
Yeah, what a ball game.
What's the last 2 ball games?
Championship game here. Ton of fight in the Southeast Tropics.
Oh, my, yes. As here's Bledsoe's pitch, and ball low. It was close, but it was a little low.
Good pick there by Guess. As if a ball squirts away from that catcher.
Oh, yes, there's another way to get a run in. As Bledsoe looks in, gets his signals, runners take their lead. The only one that's important right now is the one down third base. As a foul ball for strike 2. And you don't need to worry about the runner on first or the runner on second. You worry about that one down on third, because that's the only one that counts right now.
That's exactly right. And Ben Bledsoe's come in out of the pen with a ton of runners. He's inherited a heck of a situation here, and he looks calm and collected so far.
He does, yes. And here comes Bledsoe's delivery. He's taking his time. Here's Ben's pitch. Ball wide for ball 2. What's going to happen here, ladies and gentlemen? We got some exciting baseball at Hill House Park for this state championship game. Oh, the ball gets away from the catcher, but they're not going to chance it. They're going to stay there, and probably it was pretty wise to hold that runner up.
So here we are. It is a full count. Bases juiced. Winning run on third base. If Bledsoe throws a ball, the ball game's over. It's come down to one pitch here. Something's going to happen, Tommy.
That's right, and here's what we've been waiting for all night. There's going to be one pitch. If it's not a foul ball, whatever it is, if it's a walk, this ball game's over, and Bledsoe walks the winning run in, and so the game is over, and we will be back tomorrow night, Luke. Is that right?
That's right. We'll be back tomorrow night. The start time's at 6 o'clock. And tomorrow is a winner-take-all ball game. The Squirrels had a little bit of a cushion, and now the Tropics putting the heat on. And if the Tropics come out tomorrow and win, they're going to be state champions.
They're going to be state champions. And you got to take your hats off to the Tropics. You know, they were down, 5-1.
Yeah.
And come back and battle back, and it's forces a deciding game tomorrow night.
Yeah,
So
and how about Drew Clifford coming in?
Oh, man.
And shutting the bats down, and he really did a great job tonight shutting the bats down and in relief. So, Tommy, it looks like tomorrow night it's going to be you and Terry back in action.
Me and my old counterpart.
You and your old counterpart. And it's going to be a winner-take-all battle royale.
It is.
For the state championship. And, folks, if you tuned in tonight, you saw what these two teams are capable of. Tune in tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. And same place as you did tonight and check it out.
Going to be at 6 o'clock, right?
6 o'clock tomorrow, and that will be the true state championship, winner take all.
If you don't come watch this game or tune in on it, you don't like baseball, because that's what it's all about. It's a state tournament. You play all year for this, and here we are. We got one game. You either win it or you don't. But
right.
Both teams will be going to the region.
That's right. Folks, we appreciate you tuning in tonight. On behalf of Tommy Jacobs, I'm Luke Carter. We're going to sign off, and we'll see you tomorrow night.